Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hi, good morning everyone, and honorable to Ma'am Tuti. So, on the occasion of this morning, we are from Group 9 will present the material related to morphological typology. Our group consists of Amelia Gusti, student number 9, Errafira Junika, student number 16, and Allam Raihan, student number 20. Okay, let's get started. What is morphological typology? Morphological typology is a way of classifying the languages of the world based on how those languages form words by combining morphemes and their common morphological structure. Linguists classify 5 word morphological types on the basis of pattern of word formation. There are analytical languages, synthetic languages, agglutinating languages, functional languages, and polysynthetic languages. The first topic is about analytical language. Analytic languages, also called isolating language, made up of sequences of free morphemes. Each word consists of a single morpheme and has meaning intact. Analytical languages build up the meaning of sentences through the use of isolated morpheme. Do not use prefixes or suffixes. For example, in Mandarin Chinese, it has highly analytic or isolating structure. The concept of plurality and the concept of a completed action in the past in Mandarin are communicated by using variant of function words, rather than changing the form. Compare with English, I to we indicating plurality, or the use of a variable affix. Compare with English, ed for the past tense. Women tension, we are playing the piano. The for I, men for plural, ten play and ten piano. Women tension le, we played the piano. The is I, men, plural, ten play, ten piano, and le for the past tense. Note that the form of the or I plural that is used in the subject position is women, and that the pronoun has the same form when it is used as the object, placed after the verb. 他打我们 he hits us. Ta is she or he as a subject, the hits as a verb, women is I plural as the object. Women can be interpreted as we and us, distinguished by their position in a sentence. Only the position or order of a word in a sentence shows its function. English is unlike Mandarin in this respect, since the personal pronoun we is changed in form to us when it is used as the object of a verb, while in Mandarin which pronouns women have the same form when it used as the object, women. They only distinguished by position. English is like Mandarin in that word order is used to show the functions of nouns in a sentence. And in that nouns, unlike pronouns, are not marked by affixes to show their functions. For example, in the sentence, Tracy likes cats, the noun Tracy functions as the subject and the noun cats as the direct object. But just the opposite is true of cats like Tracy. the noun Tracy functions as the direct object. These differences in function are signaled only by the order of words in sentence.
The second type is synthetic language. Synthetic languages build up the meaning of sentences by combining free and bound morphemes to make up words. Affixes or bound morphemes are attached to other morphemes, so that a word may be made of several meaningful elements. The bound morphemes may add another element or meaning to the stem by indicating the grammatical function of the stem in a sentence. It may consist of one or more morphemes. For instance, in reruns, suffix s is added to the stem rerun, which is itself made up of two morphemes. For example, Hungarian is a synthetic language. In the examples below, bound morphemes show the grammatical function of nouns in their sentences. Azembe lacha kuchat. As is the article the, embe is man, lacha is sis, a is the article the, and kuchat is dog. The man says dog. Akucha lacha azembet. A is the article, kucha is dog, lacha is sis, as is the article, embe is man. The dog says the man. Each sentence above is marked with a bound morpheme, the suffix t, that indicates as a direct object. Synthetic languages like Hungarian also use bound morpheme to indicate some concept that English signals by means of free morphemes. For example, Hungarian indicates personal position and location by the use of suffixes attached to the stem has, while in English these concepts are expressed by the use of free morphemes. Rumah in English is house, in Hungarian is has. Rumah kami in English is our house, in Hungarian is hazunk. Our is free morpheme, ang is bound morpheme or suffix that attached to the stem has. For example, ahazung zelt. A is the article, hazung is a combination of two morphemes, house and our, and zelt is green. Our house is green. Ahazat fahir. A is the article, hazat is the combination of two morphemes, house and your, and fahir is white. Your house is white. Asik ahazumban. A is the article, sakit is chair and your. A is the article, hazumban is the combination of three morphemes, house, our, and in. Your chair is in our house. Each sentence above use bound morpheme to indicate personal position and location by the use of suffixes attached to the stem has. The third example is agglutinating language. Agglutinating or agglutinative languages are languages in which the affixes can easily be separated from the stems to which are attached, and in which each affix generally conveys only one meaning. Each bound morpheme carries only one meaning. To be more specific, the kind of synthesis, putting together of morphemes, we find in Hungarian is known as agglutination. In agglutinating languages like Hungarian, the morphemes are joined together relatively loosely. It's usually easy to determine where the boundaries between morphemes. For example, Hausungban, house, our, in. There are three morphemes. It means in our house. Hazat, house, your. There are two morphemes. It means your house. Another example of an agglutinating language is Swahili. Swahili verb stems take prefixes to indicate the person as the subject of the verb, first, second, or third, and also to indicate the tense of the verb, as in the following list of forms for the verb read. All sentences below has three morphemes that indicates person, tense, and verbs. First is Nina Soma. I present read. I'm reading. Una Soma. You present read. You are reading. Ana Soma. She or he present read. She or he is reading. Nili Soma. I past read. I was reading. Uli Soma. You past read. You were reading. Ali Soma. She or he past reading. She was reading. Nita Soma. I future read. I will read. Uta Soma. You future read. You will read. Ata Soma. She or he future read. She or he will read. Each vowel morpheme carries ordinarily only one meaning. Ni means I. U means you. A means she or he. Na means present. And li means past. Turkish is a classic example of an agglutinating language. In this kind of language, there tend to be a more or less one-to-one matching of morphemes with morph. Let us now turn to the data below. El means the hand. Elimde means in my hand. Ilim means my hand. Ilirim means my hands. Ile means the hands. Ilerimde means in my hands. Each morph in the data shows that L means hand, suffix im means my, suffix le means plural, and suffix de means in.
The next is functional language. Functional, or also called inflecting language, are a language in which the affixes and the base to which they are attached are fused together in pronunciation as a result of phonological process or change. Functional language form words by adding bone morpheme to stem just as in agglutinating language. But in functional language, they are not easily separated from the stem. The affixes are characteristically fused with stem. It is often rather hard to tell where one morpheme ends and the next language. Spanish is a functional language that has suffixes attached to the verb stem to indicate the person, like I, you, he, she, it, and number, singular and plural, of the subject of the verb. It is often difficult to analyze a verb into its stem and suffix. However, because there is often fusion of two morphemes. For example, is the form below. Hablo, I am speaking. This morpheme can be isolated O first person singular present tense. Habla, she is speaking. This morpheme can be isolated A third person singular present tense. Hable, I spoke. This morpheme can be isolated A first person singular past tense. Functional language often differ from agglutinating language in another way as well. Agglutinating language usually have only one meaning indicated by each affix, but in functional language, a single affix might convey several meanings simultaneously. The next is polysynthetic language. Polysynthetic language, also called incorporating language. Highly complex words may be formed by combining several stem and affixes. This is usually a matter of making nouns like subject, object, and etc. in the part of the verb forms. It means that sentences in this language are composed long, highly structured words with many morphemes. Russian is a functional language in which bound morpheme attached to verb stem indicate both the person and number of the subject of the verb and the tense of the verb at the one and the same time. Like citate, he's reading. The bound morpheme suffix yet signify third person as well as singular and present tense. The next is cital. The bound morpheme suffix l signify singular masculine and the past tense simultaneously. Greenlandic Eskimo is a typical polysynthetic or incorporating language. Eskimo language might include a verb and its object. What is said using whole sentence contains several words in English. Eskimo is a language with long words that tend to have very extensive. For example, ilu mini ip bek. He is in his house. Ilu house me his niip be in bek third person singular indicative. And the last is summary. From the discussion above, we can extract the following statement about language types. First, analytic language build up the meaning of sentence through the use of isolated morphemes. They do not use affixes like prefixes or suffixes. Synthetic language build up the meaning of sentence by combining free and bound morphemes to make up words. The third agglutinating language are languages in which the affixes can easily be separated from the stem to which they are attached and in which each affix generally convey only one meaning. 4. Functional language are languages in which the affix and the base to which they are attached are fused together in pronunciation as a result of phonological process or change, and therefore they are not easily separated from another one. The last polysynthetic language are a language in which several stem from form may be combined along with affix into single word. Such a word is usually a verb with its associated nouns built in or incorporate, so that verb alone express what seems to us to be about the equivalent of a whole sentence.
Okay, guys, that's all the explanations from us, Group 9, about morphological typology. Thank you for listening to our material. If you have anything you want to ask related to morphological typology, please feel free to ask. We will answer your question as best we can. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.